Hi, buddy. Welcome back to part 2 of the blood moon prophecy total lunar eclipse of 2011. As I was talking about in the first part of the video, part 1, I was discussing why that the upcoming total eclipses were a prophetic significance to the Bible coming to pass, was because that I had mentioned in part 1 that on this year, pertaining to this year, in last December 21st, 2010, a blood moon occurred, total eclipse occurred. And just yesterday, we had also a blood moon total eclipse to happen on June the 15th, 2011. That was yesterday. And now the next one will happen, will occur on December the 10th, 2011. Okay, and that's it for the tetrad of blood moons for this period in time. The next total eclipse that will happen in unison for 2014 and 2015. And I had mentioned that on April the 15th, 2014, that will be Passover. And on October the 8th, 2014, that will be on the Feast of Tabernacles, or Sukkot. And then the next one will be April the 4th, 2015, again on Passover. So all three of these are tetrads, and they're all three in unison together. Now, as I said before, the red moon, it means judgment, and a coming judgment of famine and war. And the reason why that these are significant is that two similar tetrads had happened in a period of time, a certain period of time in history, and that one tetrad that happened, it was back in 1949 and 1950. Well, we know that in May the 14th of 1948, the birth of the State of Israel occurred. And with that, the tetrad happened on April the 13th, 1949, and that was the Passover. October 7th, 1949, which was the Feast of Tabernacles, and or the Sukkot, and April the 2nd, 1950, which was Passover, and that happened during that year. Okay, now another tetrad occurred in 1967 and 1968, and during that time in 1967, you know what happened there, and if you don't know, that happened during the time of the 6-Day War, and that's where Israel captured Jerusalem. And the dates for that was April the 24th, 1967, and that was the Passover. And October the 18th, 1967, and April 13th, 1968, which was the Passover. Okay, I did find this blog, and it's a very good blog that was put together here, and it's called Facing the End. And there's also an interesting article there about the Mount Carmel fire and so on, but I'll just leave a link to this, and you can check this out. And there's one on about the omen too, and there's some continuing articles here, very interesting articles. You should check this out. It's really neat. And but the one I'm reading from is from Signs in the Sun, in the Moon, and in the Stars, and in its regards to the blood moon that had occurred on December the 21st, 2010. And what they go on to say is that 2010, and equally the beginning of the year, is expected to be filled with dynamic celestial signs in accordance with the biblical predictions and its significance. Okay, and then they give scriptures from the Bible when these events occurred. And this was concerning the second coming of Christ and the day of the Lord. That is the judgment that's on Judgment Day. And it is written in the same context. In Isaiah 13, verse 10, "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine." From Joel 2, verses 10. See also Joel 3, verse 15. The earth shall quake before them, and the heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Matthew 24, verse 29. You can also see Mark 13, 24 to 25. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. Acts 2:20. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come. Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. Revelation 6:12-14. I looked when he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became like blood, and the stars of heaven fell to earth, as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. Then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. You see, people, all these things that are coming up on the earth is happening, where they call a polar shift, that every land and island is being moved out of its place. I mean, and especially what happened to the earthquake that happened to Japan, the landmass moved. So actually, this is what's happening right now, and it also says in Isaiah about the fig tree falling. It's time, people. The Lord's coming soon, and we have to be ready. Isaiah 34:4 says, all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falls from the vine, and as fruit falling from the fig tree. It is evident that the sun darkening is like sackcloth of hair, and the moon not shining and turning into a blood moon refers to the solar and lunar eclipse. And in 2010, in the beginning of this year, we have and will have the following, and then they go into the different types of solar and partial and total lunar eclipses in 2010. And as we know about the December 21st moon in 2010, that it was a total blood moon. And in 2011, they just go on the and make note of January 4th, where there was a partial solar eclipse there, and Uranus and Jupiter was in conjunction with each other, and there were meteor showers also that occurred during that day. Let's see. This where I wanted to get at was the total eclipse that corresponded with the Jewish calendar months and our dates on our calendar. They have here let's see, they have the total lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse during that time of January, but I'll leave a link and you can look that over. But what they were trying to compare of 2010 and 2011 were like the same months, or almost, had what occurred 390 years back in history. Okay, and that was back in 1619, December the 21st, and 1620, January the 4th, and June the 15th, 1620, and December 9, 16 and 20. Okay, and I found some other pages too, so I'll come back to this page in a minute, because I think I'm going to have to go to part 3 again. Okay. Okay, this don't tell me anything. Let's see. Yeah, it does. Well, there was another one here. Okay, it was also that year in 1619 and 1620 that the House of Burgesses in Virginia at that time was the first representative government in the New World. So this is when America started to build up at that time. That's when the Pilgrims came here, and settlers who settled into Jamestown. I was trying to think of where the House of Burgesses they set up in Jamestown. Now this is very significant too about Israel's prophecy and the prophecy of America. So if a lot of people tell you that this wasn't founded on Christian faith and the gospel of Jesus Christ, they're very wrong. They're sorely wrong, because the Lord is trying to show you right here that these dates are significant about certain events that has happened in our history. Now, what had happened, significant events that did happen in 1619 was this. Assuming I picked out something. Okay. We was getting close to the end of the 30 Years' War in Europe, and it tells about the Battle of Zeplety, which was the turning point in the Bohemian Revolt. And let me see this. American dates, for example, because I'm hesitating because I'm at the end of this video, so I'll see y'all on part 3. So if you want to join me there, okay, I'm running out of time. Okay, see you in part 3. Bye bye.